What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review an album by Chubs, a 2024 album by Chubs. Basically, this product is called Bruiser Brody LP, and it came out in the late. This particular product came out in the late winter / spring of 2024. So this is a request review. This is a request review by Rap Fame Archives as far as these pitch albums. Some excellent type of ordeals to get to this one as far as these pitch albums. So I look after the product. Yeah, this is a simple enough classic album here within these pitches. Now, this is a hit album here by Chubs within these pitches. I also recently reviewed a collaboration album that he did within those fairs as far as these pitch can happen with Bub Styles as far as these pitch can happen. So some excellent type product scene, some come up type albums from this cat on the scene as far as these pitch can happen. Now look up to here. This is a very glared type sense. I like the aspects as far as these tones can happen. Very much amidst like the city weaving type aspect, this night flare and pitches like that. It's kind of the product of traffic grime, some of these type products at this late. There are a few songs on here that have like some late shifts kind of still amongst like the workday within pitches like that, but plenty of good zigzag kind of runs, pitches like that. Pick up some late shift kind of DVDs from pawnshops, whether or not they're open, pitches like that kind of ordeal. But it's kind of the product of just some new era kind of NY embellish as far as these pitch can, which is excellent type ordeals to get to the product of. Real nice night dazzle pitches like that, some bright city lights, some of those type flares within the pitch, but definitely the product. A few head trip type songs on here within pitches like that. Now I'm not sure if this particular album had any singles pitches like that. It's kind of within the fair. I did notice, like I think I checked before, the most popular song off this album according to Spotify has over 15,000 plays, but it's mostly at 4 digits within the fair, which is excellent product. But yeah, Chubs gets like 2,300 monthly listeners within these pitches, but some excellent type fair, just some new products within some of these type fairs about it. And he can shred pretty well. This cat can shred pretty well within these pitches. Just to comment on that as far as these pitches can happen. There's some extra type folks on here like Dusty Reynolds, Supreme. There's some extra type folks on here like Dusty Reynolds, Supreme, Cerebral, pitches like that, Mono Slade, AM Early Morning, Pro Dillinger, some of these type folks. Good assortment of folks on here. This cat kind of reminds me of particular kind of more low-key type Wu-Tang members, pitches like that. Folks like Capadonna, probably possibly like Jizza, some of those type folks within the aspect for those pitch can happen. Probably definitely within the aspect of like the variety of like Raekwon and some of those type folks within the pitch bond. It's very much within the continued kind of disciple aspect of like the product, the NY kind of city grease within those aspects, which is very refreshing to get some of those type products back on the scene with some of that, because it felt like maybe more or less like the 2000s decade kind of skipped over it. That was a little bit more glitzy when you had like the Ghostface, Fish Scale type albums, pitches like that, and more Fish, some of those type ones within the pitch. Method Man was kind of doing differential type tones, but in terms of like the actual weaving in between the city buildings, I've noticed a series of these NY type albums from like the 2020s that bring back some of that glam from like the product of like 1993, 1994 NY pitches like that, some of those type ones that just feel like the heart of New York and the Bronx and Brooklyn and some of these type places, just good big city type places, Philadelphia, some places like that, just amidst like the night glam and bright lights as far as those pitch can happen. Yeah, there's 11 songs off this album to say that. Now, there's actually 2 extra songs, the Bruiser Brody intro and outro, which I'm not going to talk about. But yeah, this album's simple enough. I recommend all 11 songs. They're actually songs, including the Devil's Calling demo, which is another variation like the Devil's Calling song on here, which is on here as well. So it's good type pitches, 10 out of 10 album pitches like that. It's blistering type fair within viciousness like that. The lyrics help as well within those pitches as far as just being some shredding on here. These folks really go in within pitches like that. So it's not a slack album, I'd say, within these pitches. But just being able to say, so the most popular song according to Spotify is Terminator Jacket, so I'm going to talk about this one first. Terminator Jacket's like a glaring, kind of reminds of like Raekwon, kind of neighborhood weave, I'd say, and Get Done as far as these pitches going to happen. Just some utility raz, I'd have to say, within the aspects. So by utility raz, kind of the aspect of going for utility runs, pitches like that, just a little bit more to kind of get completed within those aspects in terms of like the work type fair, just relative productive typeness within it. Just not so much kind of typical, kind of muscled out, kind of hustle bound, not so much typical kind of muscle bound, kind of hustled out typeness pitches like that, but just kind of miss the fair, just like some last minute tasks or just some extra type things kind of get done. Just kind of utility, it's the aspect of utility raz within the aspect just like some smoke type fair to kind of be ritzed as hell within the product, just some glared type smokage in your system within the product to get some of these type things done within the night shift type senses. Good product for errand and utility runs, probably past 7 o'clock p.m. pitches like that when it's more starry outside pitches like that. So good type flair for some of that, but some of these ones do have like, this has more glared aspect about it, so some good type ones. Gritty City is pretty nice as well within these aspects, like a good trippy kind of depot like reprieve to get within these aspects here. Just visit like a trippy kind of pawn shop and head shops and those type places, pick up like some incense or zigzags within those fairs as far as the format's going to happen. So it's like Gritty City is just a good nice one for some pickups within the after moments type fair, good pitches like that. Good pitches like that. Filth is a nice one as well. It's like a shifty kind of paranoia, I'd say, within aspects like that. This vintage kind of mid-90s kind of NY grease, I'd say here. Just some late shift activity wrap-ups and extra grit as far as this format's going to happen. This one goes pretty... Filth goes along pretty well with like Terminator Jacket. Just kind of more amidst the aspect of this kind of tripping out a little bit. Not so much full-bound bugging to the point of like kind of being... kind of having problems and issues, but just kind of more amidst the pitch of just like particular type fair, just really appreciating like the head trip of some of those type moments, that just kind of after effects of this. I'd say maybe minorly within a minor touch sense, maybe have some straightening inbound pitches like that. Just figure out like good, have a couple good bag of Doritos nearby, some of those type pitches, wine coolers just to take the edge off within some of those type formats to kind of mellow out within those pitches. But it's just kind of the format. Definitely some excellent type product here. Obviously within the glam, I like the smoke type product, but just good NY, typical NY type grease that takes back to 93, 94. Real nice, just a good series of songs on here, pitches like that to really feel like a pretty thorough type trip, pitches like that, excellent type ordeals. Another one like that is Devil's Calling. This is nice, like some late shift fog to kind of get here, just a nice terror and city dredge, I'd say. Just hit up your folks, pitches like that, just some late shift kind of chillax type noise, pitches like that. It's kind of some outdoor hang, I'd say, just more miss like the city lights, pitches like that. Have like a round of beer or some of the type products within it. It's an excellent type product within the fair. Kind of within the fashion in the vein of like Mobb Deep kind of hangout songs, pitches like that. Some particular type folks, other type ones. Trying to think of some other ones like Capadonna, folks like that. Like I was saying, good type pitch. And say Nas in certain type senses. Nas was a little bit more elevated around this time within these pitches, but definitely probably within the same variety as some of those type ones that just gets a little bit more in the trenches than Illmatic and some of those type albums. It was written pitches like that, but it's good type ordeal. Shitstorm is a nice one as well. It's like a feeling nice kind of head trip, I'd say here, just to miss like some city slime, I would definitely say about it. Paranoia and like some sniggers, good pitches like that. It's kind of missed the aspect by sniggers. I mean, just snickering back and forth, this kind of pitch of this. Enjoying like the relative jovialness and just like some hella smoke type product. I mean, it has the paranoia about it, but also just the product of just like relative jubilance, like a night type fair. Definitely some DVD pickups, late shift type fair pitches like that. Pick up like a Farley movie, and by Farley, Chris Farley, some of those type folks within it. Chris Rock, some of those type folks within the pitch of just late shift kind of visiting entertainment stores and pitches like that within the product of it. So just good type fair. So just good climate amongst, good shrouded climate amongst a lot of these songs within a particular aspect. Just have some good. Have the thrills real electric within those pitches, good pitches like that. Diving knee drop is nice as well. It's like a miss, like Bright Nights, I'd say here. Just a highlight kind of city grime, I'd say about this one. Just have like some late Quiznos, good pitches like that. Just some pals touch base for us before what's going to happen. So kind of within the fair. Kind of a similar song to like Devil's Calling, some of those type ones. Just a little bit more amidst like the product, like a powwow and like a city type sense. Probably like good rotation of like a few smoke fest pitches like that within the ordeals. Just standard nearby, the standard nearby 411 pitch like that, just the ups on like what's been going on within the pitches like that, just standard product of it, just kind of typical kind of outdoor kind of chillax type fashion, good pitches like that. Real thorough type one on here amidst a lot of these bangers would be Hustler's Hope. It's like a nice bass and stone kind of thump to kind of get here. Just some red eyes, I would definitely say. Just Fritos and scatter around as far as these pitches can happen. Definitely some wide awakes as far as the pitch can happen. So just wide awake within the fair, just the product of similar to like Super Grime, some of these type ones that's being amidst like pretty much just woke up 6:30, 7:30 p.m. pitches like that amidst the product like some weaving, some of those type products of it. Yeah, but this late shift kind of just wooziness, just within a good kind of jovial type factor, just kind of within the after effect of just like feeling pretty nice about this particular song, Hustler's Hope. I would definitely say here, just good product like some snackage, good toke type fair pitches like that. Super Grime is nice as well. It's like a nice horror bravado to kind of get within the aspects here. Just a gas kind of romping, I'd say, in demon time, definitely within the products. Just some 8 p.m. kind of wake up pitches like that, some of those type hours. Definitely a good, nice one to hit up a hot spot. So not just particular type fair. I mean, some of these type ones are more park bound, city bound, alley bound pitches like that. But one of those type ones are maybe good, nice banger for beeline, like a venue, some of those type pitches. Just hitting up like a local pub, figuring out where some of the go-go's and beezies are kind of at within some of those pitches. Just the extra type product to like Thursday, Friday type fair pitches like that. But it's kind of in a more horror type sense. So it's kind of the product to just like, yeah, particular, some kind of shrill kind of October, September, November kind of step out within like the pitch of just like kind of out on the town and socialize within pitches like that. Good type ordeal. I don't think I'll talk about Devil's Calling demo. This is nice as well. It's like a midnight snarl to kind of get here. Just a crisp and cooler kind of creep around, I'd say, within pitches like that. Just some outing ruminate, I would definitely say. A good song, grab like some nachos, pitches like that. It's real gassed and shrill about this particular song, Devil's Calling demo, within the pitches behind it. It's kind of the aspect of, it's really appreciating like the Dracula type, feel about it. Bloody Turnbuckle's pretty nice as well. It's like a Syrian and burnt as hell kind of after moments kind of have here. So just really feeling the after effect like a good trip out type sesh pitches like that. Just going for like a late air and run, some of these type tones within it. Just a good hop. So it's kind of the aspect. It's kind of just more residential, kind of wanderlust within those pitches. Not so much miss the fair like the commute of the day, but just kind of within the pitch, and just some smoking, just some smokage in your system, fairs like that. Just when the product is wanting to kind of, just the aspect of wanting to go for a strut, some pitches like that. Just figure out some tasks to figure out some sort of run to go on within pitches like that. Just kind of some late shift kind of recreational jive as far as this pitch can happen. So not as much full bound kind of venue bound pitches like that, but just miss the task and just miss the fair, like some wanderlust pitches like that, just on the go, good pitches like that. It's good type fairs. It's kind of a shrill and blood curdling kind of in motion as far as these pitches kind of happen. So excellent with an aspect behind it. Pressed pills is nice as well. It's like a tittering kind of Cypress Hill like creeping to get here. Definitely like some Dracula vomit and sleaze, I'd say, with the aspects as far as these tones can happen. Just some get around as far as the pitch kind of happen. So just typical kind of gnarled as fuck pitches like that within those ordeals. This sort of vibes that you would have gotten from Cypress Hill in like the early and mid 90s. Particular albums like Black Sunday and Temples of Boom, some of those type pitches within the format of it. Just typical type fare, just to miss a more city type format. When I say Dracula vomit, definitely within the pitch, it is something real haunted, but just the after effect of like some sleaze and kind of queasiness factor about it. This kind of feels a little bit more like a more glared and kind of just more glared and kind of upside down kind of get around, similar to like Terminator Jacket and Filth and some of those type ones, Shitstorm, some of those type ones within the pitch as far as these formats going to happen. Good pitches like that. This album, simple enough, gets a 10 out of 10 hero pitches like that. I had to say the social score probably within the pitch. Now, considering it didn't have a single, but it's a good, excellent aspect because I do feel like this has some underground kind of buzz appeal pitches like that. It's just the prog as far as saying these hit pretty heavily. It's kind of the prog just getting this kind of more out there within the wind of it as far as these pitches can happen. Just catching, it's kind of catching the vapors on it, pitches like that as far as those ordeals can happen. Definitely a good, excellent, worthwhile. Definitely a good, excellent, worthwhile type 1 to catch the vapors too within pitches like that. So I'm going to say 10 social within these pitches. Some of these type 1s, just the night shift type 1s, the late shift kind of pawn shop visits, pitches like that, some DVD pickups, kind of some park type fare within smokage with your pals, pitches like that, picking up like some late delis, things like that. Good progs like Quiznos and some of those type pitches amidst the fare, just like smoke type product and nachos, some of these type products with also like the occasional song thrown in to kind of get like some late shift kind of work done in like the demon time hours, pitches like that. So good type ordeals for those particular type products. Excellent type fare, so 10 social. In terms of the future, I think Chubs has a good series of these. There is a Bruiser Brody LP2 within these pitches, so excellent type formats for that as far as these pitches going to happen. There's a good series of these within these aspects. Good type fare, going to get like the product of a lot of these. These are banger after banger within these aspects, so it's excellent type ordeals to fuck with a lot of these. It's easy type product to get towards a good shrill amount of these. The lyricism's off the chain on a lot of these. There's some other folks on here that really blister this sort of stuff. Is good. Definitely restores like the product to like vintage kind of 90s hip hop and further within those pitches. Just some good type products that just has a lot of snarl about it. So that's the excellent type fare. So yeah, easy enough to recommend. There's possibly one other song I'm not sure if I talked about on here, which is Devil's Calling. I think I talked about this one, but not as positive within pitch. So Devil's Calling is like a late shift fog to kind of get within these aspects. This nice terror and city dredge within aspects as far as these tones going to happen. Definitely a nice one to hit up folks too, pitches like that. Just kind of some outdoor hang, good song to have like some beers nearby, pitches like that. So it's kind of the ordeal as far as like a chillax type fashion, just to miss the fair, just like late shift kind of out in the wind, pitches like that. Just kind of the product of just kind of clinking drinks and just standard memes and on deck type gab pitches like that within the product, just like after hours type product, just like some enjoy figuring out the next moves and modes of like drops and things like that, some pickups, some of those type fairs, just figuring out some pawn shop type fair and aspects of what to do within those pitches. So good type product for some of that. But yeah, blistering type album, 10 out of 10 pitches like that.